Well, I just completed these two O-gauge rolling road powered testers, and I've just verified that they have, I'm so sorry, I have to look at what I'm doing here, that they have power up to the, from the track intercept. They do. I tested them all. I can't do it one-handed. They have the wire down through the center, and that snaps onto the track. So all three pieces are going to be track dependent for power, and the power will come up through these rollers on that rail, this bar on the center rail, and this wheel on the outer rail, same and same. Okay, so there's two powered. Now they take more parts and a lot more time for assembly than the standard S-gauge. So they're going to have to charge a little more for that because of the time and material that goes into it. I have this whole piece here that I don't have in this guy, don't need it. So I've had to make those things, and this is all handmade. This piece is hand cut from brass and drilled and whatnot, and there's no way around it. I've tried to come up with better techniques, but this is the best technique I can, given the roller base that I have, and that it's really not that bad. Because if you take this piece out, then you've got a rolling road for test for non-powered. You put this piece in and wire it up, you've got the rolling road for test. So a lot of reasons for doing it this way. I route the wires identically. They're attached identically. These have worked well, so I'm sure these will. This one was a little tricky, but I ran it underneath. I ran it underneath on this one, and I have yet to glue it in, but I will do that before I give it to anybody. On this one, I actually ran it through the holes and then back down into the screw for the attachment. And this one, I just ran them all over here and did them tied them together, sort of, wire or wrap them, and that was it. So it's not as a strong a connection, but it's also, if I glue this in, it won't be replaceable. You have to pull this out, pull the wire out, and I'll send you a new piece. This one is wire replaceable because the screws actually are holding each end in, and it's routed up through the hoop and then down around the screw and then tie that in. So this has a wire replaceable on both. This one is only wire replaceable on the sides. And I say wire replaceable because I really have not had a life test on this wire. I know it's semi-brittle. I know it's silver coated. I know it's pretty hard, but things can wear. We'll find out. And I have, I know where it is. I can get more of it. In fact, it looks like I better get more of it if this thing works out. I mean, I just built 2 sets of O and two sets of S, 1 set of O, and then my test piece of the O. So yeah, I've been using this wire a little bit, and then I had some experiments that didn't work. That's what you call an experiment. That's what you call learning what doesn't work. Edison always liked it that way. I didn't fail. I just learned what didn't work. Meanwhile, while I was doing some things with that, I came up with another cam. The original cam had kind of a very narrow peak, and I thought, well, I needed 2, and I needed a very broad cam, but I wasn't giving up on the 4, so this one is broad 4 cam. I'm going to try it, okay, see if it'll work. This is a good old engine. I will have smoke in it someday, but right now I'm just going to try it for the switch, and I need to know these dimensions here for my other test piece, wherever it went to. But what I'm going to do now, since my royal blue O-gauge pre-war America Flyer is on the fritz, meaning it triggers my circuit breaker every time I fire it up, I'm going to skip live test and video because I want to go do something that I want to do. It's been over a week, and I'm going back to try to build a board for puff and brake. I don't have much time left today, but if I can get a good start on it, then I'll finish it tomorrow. And I'm hoping that I get that built, because I really want to put that in an engine and get it on the track and tune all the pieces. Oh, and I had another idea for the smoke. The smoke. What do you call it? The smoke heater and the angel hair. Okay, so our smoke heater looks like a resistor, goes up into the lid, all right, and that's where the heat comes from, and its heating coils are wrapped around it like this. That's the wire that we normally wrap around the hair. And what I've been doing is wrapping the angel hair around here and then back down. The problem is, you can see how I have air gaps here. I did that intentionally. It gets loose once it's down in there, and it really needs to be closer to the heat source to get the smoke to work better. And I thought about this, and then I was thinking, when men tie their neckties, right, they go behind and then in front and then down through, and they end up with a nice knot that keeps everything kind of snugging together. So I'm going to try to get this hair longer and see if I can't go around behind, around the front, and down the top, and create a knot somewhere down here that that snugs this stuff up but doesn't tighten it. And I'm thinking this would work if on the last round I would come up and put it here and bring it down. And the same way here, I come down here under the wire lead and come down. So it's kind of caught here and here, and that becomes my necktie. And I could tighten it up maybe up to here, give a little space. But I think these coils will stay tight to the heater better, and then this tail can still soak up the oil from down below and run it through the hair that's on the heater. I got a hunch this is going to improve the ability to make smoke, because I know I've got the voltage, I got the voltage regulated, I've got all the good parts. The Smart Smoke's doing what it does. When it's hot, it cools it down. When it's cold, it warms it up. But I'm not getting the volume of smoke consistently that I want, and I'm positive it's the wrap on the heater coil, and that it needs to be, because with the old one, we had our hair like this, right? And we'd wrap that stuff just right there it is. When the heat's captured, it can't go anywhere, so the oil will get hot and come out. It has to. In this case, if it's loose and it's hanging up here and hanging down here, we're not going to get the heat that we think. We're going to be real hot here, but not real hot out here. And that's going to cut back on the smoke. So I'm hoping I can wrap it, catch it on this little piece here, bring it down, tie it into a necktie, and keep it tight, but yet still have some, the ends of the tie hanging down into the oil to capture it and bring it up. It will wick. It wicks really nice. And this knot doesn't have to be that tight, just to hold it together. That's the idea. Anyway, that was another thought that I had going on. So I've been working on this cam, the knot, and the O-gauge powered rolling road. Feeling good about them. I have two techniques here. I need to get my royal blue running, not mine, Tim's borrowed on loan royal blue running again without burning up my transformer, or send these to somebody that can test them for me and give me feedback. I have to epoxy the one down, but after that I can send them out. Well, here's a thought. Man, I could use this one, couldn't I? I could replace it with this one. No, but I've already got it wired up. Yeah, but it's supposedly replaceable, so you should be able to loosen it and do it again. Well, maybe. I'll think it over. At any rate, I'll put one out. If somebody's interested and willing and can actually do a good test, I mean, capture notes, engineering, testing, not just it's pretty and the engine ran. I need to have feedback. so I can improve the design. Sometimes I don't get any feedback. I send them a part and I never hear from them again. So I need to have better partnership with the audience here than that. Okay, so think that over. If you know somebody or if you have an O and you're ready to try it, that'd be good. Let me know. I'll pick somebody that's close to me, hopefully, easy to ship, and I think will give me a good report back. Not just a sentence or two. All right. Now I'm gonna go work on that board. That's what I'm gonna do later.